Greetings po, Sir Janus, and I'm Mark James Punumbayan, and I'll be explaining the transaction class of our lab quiz. The transaction class is responsible for managing a customer's purchase in the system. It stores the transaction ID, the customers who made the purchase, and a list of ordered items using an array list. So when a new transaction is created, the constructor initializes these details and prepares an empty list where items can be added through the add item method. The get transaction subtotal method calculates the total cost of all ordered items by looping through the list, adding each item subtotal. And the get final amount method then applies the customer's pricing factor such as the normal rate and for regular customers or a discount for VIP customers to, and to compute the final amount to be paid. And lastly, the display transaction method formats and prints the complete transaction details, including the transaction ID, customer name, item names, quantities, unit prices, subtotal, customer factor, and final total. That's all for the transaction class.
Greetings, Sir Janus. My name is Michelangelo Valdez, and I will be explaining the customer class and our code. The customer class, this Java code defines an abstract class called a customer, which means it cannot be used directly create objects, but instead serves as a blueprint for the classes. Instead, there are two protected variables: customer name and customer type, which stores the name and type of customer and can be accessed by the subclasses. Our type of customers is the regular and the VIP. This class also have a constructor that initializes these variables which subclass object is created. Is a method that called a get customer name that simply returns the customer's name. Lastly, the class concludes the abstract method, the get factor, which has no implementation and must be defined by any subclass that extends the customer. Overall, this class acts as a base structure for different types of customers, allowing each subclass to provide its own implementation of the get factor method. That's all. Thank you.
Greetings po, Sir Janus. Remark Pasage po. And I will be explaining the regular customer and VIP customer classes. So, regular customer and VIP customer classes are child classes of the customer class, which means they inherit the common customer details and behaviors from the parent class. The regular customer constructor accepts the customer's name and passes it with the type regular to the parent class, automatically identifying the customer as a regular type, while its get factor method returns 1, meaning the customer pays the full original price. On the other hand, VIP customer constructor passes the name together with the type VIP to mark the customer as a VIP, while its get factor method returns 0.85, meaning the customer only pays 85% of the original amount and receives a 15% discount.
Mga greetings, I am Roelson M. Rebulyo, and I will explain the ordered item. In ordered item, there is some private attributes like item name, quantity, unit price. After that, there's constructor ordered item, and after that, there is some methods like get subtotal that returns the quantity times unit price, get item name that returns the item name, and get quantity that returns the quantity. And lastly, get unit price that returns the unit price. That's all.
Greetings, Sir Janus. I'm Kenneth Navarro Pama, and I will be explaining the main class of our program. So here is our main class. So we need to create a customer here, which is John and Maria. And after that, we need to create the transaction needed to fulfill the test cases, which is we need to create a transaction here and add an item to the transaction of customer John, which is he is a regular customer, and after adding item in the transaction, he will have a book and a pen, and after that, we need to create another transaction for him. So which is he buys a notebook calculator and na another one for the VIP customer. We will create the transaction by calling the VIP add item here. Then after we add item to Maria, her first transaction is book in a notebook. Then after that, uh, same same as the last one, I'll need to create another transaction for her, which is now consists of a calculator and a backpack. So we'll run the program. So as you can see, this is what as you can see here, we successfully created an instruction for regular customer John, which is book and a pen, notebook and a calculator, while on Maria, she have a book, notebook, and calculator and a backpack. So fulfilling the conditions for the test cases po.
Greetings, I am Roy Wilson M. Rebulio and I will explain the UML diagram. First, there is a customer with two attributes named customer name and customer type. It is encapsulated in protected, meaning that it cannot be accessed, but the other subclasses can access it. After that, there is a getFactor method with abstract, meaning that the customer itself cannot use it and its subclasses must provide another computation for getFactor. After that, there is a regular customer and VIP customer that extends the customer. It uses the super customer name and customer type. After that, there is a getFactor method on both of them that provides the multiplier. After that, the transaction and customer. The transaction uses the customer uses the transaction, and inside this transaction there is three attributes named transaction ID, customer, and items array list. And inside this transaction there is methods like add item, get transaction subtotal that computes the subtotal, get final amount that gets the final amount, and displays transaction that displays the transaction. After that is the ordered item. Inside the ordered item, there is three attributes that is encapsulated in private. It is item name, quantity, and unit price. After that, there is a method like get subtotal that computes the subtotal, and get item name, get quantity, get unit price. And that's all for the UML diagram.